My name is Jennifer Kuyrkendall Griffin. I'm running for Suwannee County Judge. In this installment of Scales, or Suwannee County Access to Legal Education series, I am discussing equitable distribution. In general terms, equitable distribution is equally dividing all assets and liabilities between the parties in a divorce. Equitable distribution is governed by Florida Statute 61.075. Within that statute, you're going to find the definition of marital assets and liabilities and the definition of non-marital assets and liabilities. There is so much information there that I wouldn't have time to talk about today's topic, so if it is something that's relevant to you, please read the statute. Today, we are going to go through some common misconceptions about equitable distribution. So let me ask you this. Say you got married in 2017 and you bought a new car in 2019. You titled the vehicle in your name alone and your spouse is not on the note. Your spouse then files for divorce in 2022. Do you think the car is subject to equitable distribution? Well, it's only in your name, so your spouse doesn't have a claim to it, right? Wrong. If you do not have a prenuptial or a postnuptial agreement that states something to the contrary, anything bought during the marriage is subject to equitable distribution. Now, I specifically raised the issue about a vehicle because I have seen that as a common misunderstanding about equitable distribution in the majority of the pro se divorce cases that I've presided over as a general magistrate. Pro se just means they didn't have an attorney. Another misconception is when it comes to school loans. You would think that if you accrued $40,000 in school loans during the marriage and ultimately those school loans are only going to benefit you, that the debt should be your full responsibility, right? Actually wrong. If the debt is acquired during the marriage, then the debt is also subject to equitable distribution. What about your home that you owned before the marriage? You still have a mortgage on the property, so you're paying that every month. Did you know that the income from your job is marital property? So if you use the income from your job to pay the mortgage, then you are using marital funds to pay down the property, and the pay down and a portion of the passive appreciation is also going to be subject to equitable distribution in the event of a divorce, even if you never added your spouse to the deed. The statute goes into a fairly complicated formula to figure out what is marital and what is non-marital for the increase in value of the home. So read through 61.075 for more detail. But what if you added your spouse to the deed? If you did that, then you converted a non-marital asset into a marital asset. And now the entire asset is subject to equitable distribution, not just the portion paid with the marital funds and the passive appreciation. So what about an example of non-marital property? Say you inherit your aunt's home when she passes away. If you sell the home and place all of the funds in your joint bank account, then you just converted the non-marital asset of the inheritance into a marital asset, which will then be subject to equitable distribution. But if you keep the entire inheritance separate and do not commingle the funds, then the asset remains non-marital. The bottom line is that equitable distribution can be extremely complicated. Most cases with a lot of assets are with individuals represented by counsel, but if you are going to go it alone, hopefully this has pointed you in the right direction about equitable distribution. If you found this information useful or you know somebody that could benefit from it, please like and share and follow the campaign's social media. If you'd like to help the campaign, please invite your friends to follow the campaign too. If you have a particular topic that you'd like me to address, send a message through the campaign's social media or website, and I'd be happy to film a video on the topic. Just remember that I can't talk about a specific case or facts, but I can speak in an educational manner. If you ever miss an episode or an installment of Scales, visit the campaign website to see all of the Scales videos that are available. And remember, on August 23rd of 2022, I'm asking you to vote for me, Jennifer Kuyrkendall Griffin, for Suwannee County Judge.